Welcome, beloved Leo souls, both longtime Pride members and new courageous hearts, to Golden Fortune Leo, where we don't just read the stars, we roar with them. If you're here, it's no accident. This is your celestial cue, your divine nudge, and maybe even your cosmic kick in the pants, because the Venus-Chiron portal is wide open, and it's got your name in bold, gold letters. Now, let's not sugarcoat it. July 28 isn't just another date on your calendar. It marks a rare and sacred sextile between Venus and Chiron, one that opens a door not to Narnia, but to you. Real you. Inner you. The parts of you that got bruised behind the curtain of confidence. It's not the kind of astrological event that makes headlines because it's not flashy. It's soul work. And frankly, it's not for the faint of heart. But lucky for us, you're a Leo. You're made for the spotlight and the storm. Venus, sitting pretty in Gemini, is whispering truths. Chiron, in Aries, is poking the wound. And if you've been feeling a bit un-Leo lately, doubting your magic, wondering if your light still matters, well, that's the portal doing its thing. It's like the universe handed you a backstage pass to your own healing. A chance to see the places where performance has replaced presence, where applause became armor. And here's the kicker, it's not a punishment. It's an invitation. A cosmic spa day for the soul. No cucumbers on your eyes, though just raw truth and maybe a few tissues. This is the beginning of a powerful energy ripple. And it's no accident that it's happening in the year of triumph 2025. Because this is your comeback arc, Leo. This is where you stop roaring just to prove you're alive and start roaring because you finally know who you are. So, sit back, or better yet, sit tall. The spotlight's coming, but this time, it's lighting you up from the inside out. Let me take you a little deeper, Leo, beyond the glam, beyond the roar, and straight into the truth. What we're working with here isn't just another planetary energy boost that'll fizzle out like a forgotten New Year's resolution. No, this is different. This is the kind of celestial shift that redefines how you see yourself, not just in the mirror, but in the very core of your being. For too long, many Leos have felt pressured to perform strength. To roar not because you felt powerful, but because you feared what silence might say. But this moment, this Venus-Chiron sextile, is your spiritual intermission. The lights dim, the crowd hushes, and you're left alone with the most important audience of all, your true self. You see, Venus isn't just about romance and luxury, though let's be honest, you never mind a little sparkle. In Gemini, she's asking you to think differently. Chiron, our cosmic wounded healer in Aries, doesn't want you to bandage the pain, he wants you to face it and integrate it. Together, they form a sacred geometry, a 60-degree sextile that acts like a secret handshake between your past wounds and your future wisdom. And let's be real, Leos, you're no stranger to pain. You've carried the crown even when it felt like a burden. You've smiled through storms, lit up rooms while hiding your own shadows. But now, the universe isn't applauding your performance. It's offering you a bridge. A real one. From buried self-doubt to radical self-worth. So, here's the punchline, because healing can be funny, maybe the lion's share of your suffering wasn't because you were too much, but because you believed you had to be everything to everyone. And now, you get to be enough for yourself. Not loud. Not larger than life. Just honest, present, and free. This is your portal, Leo. Your chance to be strong enough to be soft. To drop the act and rise in truth. Because in the year of triumph 2025, your legacy isn't your roar, it's your realness. Let's get one thing straight, Leo, nothing about what's happening right now is random. Not the timing, not your sudden emotional deja vu. Not even the fact that you somehow stumbled onto this video or post while looking for something totally unrelated, like that one time you meant to Google Leo compatibility and ended up in a full-blown existential crisis. No. This is by design. Cosmic design. Mercury is retrograde in your sign, which is kind of like having a therapist show up in your dressing room during intermission and ask, "Hey superstar, how are you really doing?" At the same time, Chiron, the astrological symbol of our deepest emotional wound, is preparing to moonwalk into retrograde on July 30th. So, you've got one planet rewinding your thoughts and another digging through your psychic attic. Coincidence? Please. That's like thinking it's a coincidence when a Leo walks into a room and the temperature rises. The universe knows exactly what it's doing. This is your cosmic therapy appointment, and guess what? You can't reschedule. Between July 25th and 30, you've got this sacred, 5-day window to take the mask off and start rewriting the story you've been telling yourself. You know the one, I have to be strong all the time. I'm only valuable when I'm admired. I can't let them see me cry or they'll think I'm weak. Yeah, that one. Spoiler alert, that story is old. It's boring. And it's not even true. Now, if you've been experiencing strange flashbacks like remembering awkward middle school moments or emotionally charged scenes you thought were long buried, don't freak out. That's just your inner Chiron sending you encrypted emotional messages, kind of like a psychic version of an old AOL chat window popping up with, "Hey, remember this pain? Wanna talk about it? Don't delete it. Don't ghost it. Just sit with it." This is not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. In the year of triumph 2025, this is your shot to break open instead of breaking down. You don't need to roar louder. You need to listen deeper. Because sometimes, the most powerful thing a Leo can do, is pause. Let's talk about something Leos know all too well: the sweet, intoxicating sound of applause. Now don't get me wrong, you were born to shine, to dazzle, to captivate a room with one raised eyebrow and a well-timed hair flip. But here's the thing: are you performing to be loved, or are you living to be real? Big difference. Because if you've ever swallowed your truth just to keep the love coming, or smiled through a moment that should have made you cry, congratulations, you've just met Chiron, the cosmic therapist with no filter and zero chill. This is Chiron's playground, Leo, and the game is called Patterns of Pain. It's sneaky stuff. Maybe you keep being the strong one, the one who's got it all together, the dependable MVP of your friend group or family. You know, the one who never needs help, never breaks down, and always shows up with perfect posture and a motivational quote. But here's the kicker: being the rock is heavy. And being the star of every show gets exhausting when you're stuck reading from a script that doesn't fit anymore. Chiron doesn't want you to keep acting like royalty. He wants you to embody it from the inside out. Not because people clap, but because you know who you are even when the curtains close and the lights go out. And with Venus now in Gemini, and Chiron holding down Aries, the universe is sending you a clear, and kind of sassy, memo: say something. Not perform it, not sugarcoat it, just speak it. Whether you journal, hum a melody that holds memories, or blurt something raw during a random conversation in a grocery store parking lot, don't ignore that voice. That's your roar, Leo. Not the one you use on stage, but the one that heals you and maybe even others. Because truthfully, your voice is medicine. Let it echo in your life, not just your performance. Let it shake the cage you've outgrown. And if your truth doesn't fit the role anymore, maybe it's time to write a new script. One where you don't have to earn love, you just are it. Here's the thing, Leo, yes, you were born for the spotlight. The grand entrances, the dramatic exits, the applause breaks in everyday conversation. You get energy from being seen. But healing? Real, lasting, soul-level healing? That doesn't always happen center stage with jazz hands. Sometimes, it shows up in the quiet corners, in the long pauses, in the awkward silences you usually try to fill with charm or a quick joke. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs don't come when you're speaking, but when you're listening. And I don't mean nodding along while mentally rehearsing your next line, I mean truly listening. To your body. To what makes your chest tighten when someone touches a nerve. To that internal flinch when someone says something that reminds you of an old wound. That's where the gold is. Not in the spotlight, but in the shadows where your nervous system is whispering, hey, we've been here before. And we're ready to heal now. Let's talk Chiron in Aries because this transit hits your solar identity like a cosmic audit. It's the wound of existence itself. The old belief that you have to do something to deserve being here. That you need to earn your place, prove your worth, roar extra loud just so people don't forget you. Imposter syndrome? Oh yeah, even Leos get it. Maybe you've secretly wondered if you're too much, or feared being too emotional, too intense, or too dramatic. Newsflash, you're not too much, you were just surrounded by people who weren't enough to hold space for your brilliance. And let's be honest, these wounds? They didn't start with you. They probably started when you were a kid, maybe a parent who didn't get you, a teacher who told you to tone it down, or a world that said your light needed dimming. That pain wasn't your creation but healing it. That's your inheritance. That's your sacred task. And in 2025, the year of triumph, you will rise, not by performing your value, but by finally realizing you never had to. You don't need to hold the mic to prove you belong. You are the message. The audience. They've been waiting for the real you. Here's the truth, Leo, and I say this as someone who's studied the stars, the psyche, and a whole lot of human drama. You're not here to erase your pain. You're here to alchemize it. This moment in your journey isn't about pretending it never hurt, or airbrushing your soul like it's a bad photo from your MySpace days. No, Chiron the cosmic healer isn't giving you a delete button. He's giving you a toolkit. Think of your pain like a scar. Not something to hide, but something that says, yeah, I've been through some stuff. And I learned. That's not weakness, it's your wisdom cloak. In Buddhist philosophy, we say that the lotus blooms from the mud. And Leo, you are the most dazzling lotus in the swamp right now. This is where the story shifts, not from pain to perfection, but from pain to purpose. Because everything you've walked through, someone else out there is just entering it. Someone else is struggling with the same fear, the same heartbreak, the same moment of I don't know if I'm enough. And guess what? You have the map. That scar, that roar, that deep truth you tried to hide, that's your superpower now. But here's the part the universe won't sugarcoat. You can't fake your way through this one. You can't sparkle over it, swipe it away, or perform your way out. Numbing won't cut it anymore. The portal is asking for something more sacred, your presence. Your honesty. Your whole, unfiltered heart. Because Leo, what truly makes you royal isn't how loud you roar, it's how bravely you feel. And on the other side of that pain? That's where your crown is waiting. Not a crown you wear to impress. A crown you earn by healing, integrating, and choosing to show up real, raw, and radiant. So go ahead. Face it. Feel it. Lead with it. Your pain isn't your weakness, it's your path. And in the year of triumph 2025, the world doesn't just need your light. It needs your truth. Alright, Leo, take a deep breath. Because what we are entering now, it's not just another zodiac cycle or planetary shuffle. It's the prelude to transformation. July 30th marks the beginning of Chiron retrograde, and what we are experiencing right now is the cosmic pregame. Think of it as the spiritual stretch before the marathon. You're not just going on a journey, you're headed into the cave of your soul. And trust me, it's not the kind of cave you want to enter without a flashlight, or at least a metaphorical matchstick. This current Venus-Chiron sextile is your lantern. It's the moment before you dive deep where the universe says, hey, Here's a glimpse of what's really going on before we dim the lights. It's daytime insight before nighttime excavation. So grab it. Use it. You don't have to fear the dark if you've already made peace with your own shadows. Now let's get tactical, because wisdom without action is just astrology trivia. Here are your 7 sacred steps, your Leo-approved checklist before July 28th. 1. Create space. Yes, you. Alone. No phone. No TikTok. No group chat about who said what. Just silence. Let your spirit breathe. 2. Observe patterns. What conversations are looping like a bad rom-com? What still makes your chest tight? These are your clues. 3. Write it down. Dreams. Feelings. That random thought in the shower. Your intuition's whispering, maybe even yelling, don't ignore it. 4. Face the truth, even the uncomfortable stuff. Especially the uncomfortable stuff. Avoiding it doesn't make it go away, it just makes it louder. 5. Have conversations, with your partner. With your inner child. With your mirror self when you're brushing your teeth at 2 a.m. Be weird. Be real. 6. Practice self-compassion. You are not broken for needing healing. You're human. Even Buddha had bad days, he just sat through them. 7. Set intentions. Say it out loud. Dramatically, if possible. Bonus points if you light a candle and stare into it like you're in a movie montage. You're a Leo, own the scene. Because here's the plot twist, this isn't just astrology. This is a cosmic crossroads. One road leads back to performance where you smile through pain and roar for applause. The other leads to truth. Raw, radiant, courageous truth. And on that road, there's healing. There's wholeness. There's you, finally unmasked. Leo, you're not just stepping into another cycle. You're stepping into your legacy. The Leo healing portal is wide open, and it's aligned perfectly with your divine purpose in the year of triumph 2025. The world doesn't need another performance. It needs your presence. Your fire. Your truth. So go live. Laugh. Rest. Roar. And when you're ready, rise. And hey, if this message lit something in you, like, share, and subscribe to my channel Golden Fortune Leo. You've got cosmic royalty in your DNA, and we're just getting started. With love, light, and a dash of stardust. Your guide always.